Hello, happy Woden Day, Wednesday, day of Woden. Alright, Amazon, flash briefing.
Jamie, here's the latest from your flash briefing. In NPR News.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. The UN Secretary General says he wants to set the record straight about comments he made about the conflict in the Middle East. NPR's Michelle Kellerman reports he says he was not justifying the acts of terror by Hamas.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says he was shocked that some people are misrepresenting what he told the Security Council Tuesday.
As if I was justifying acts of terror by Hamas. This is false. It was the opposite.
In his remarks to the council, he said the Hamas attacks did not come in a vacuum, pointing to decades of Palestinian resentment of Israeli occupation. But he also said those grievances cannot justify the, quote, appalling attacks by Hamas. Israel's foreign minister canceled a meeting with Guterres, accusing him of victim blaming. Michelle Kellerman, NPR News, the State Department.
President Biden also condemned Hamas today. He spoke at a ceremony last hour, welcoming Australia's Prime Minister to the White House.
Condemn them, but sell them weapons.
We're standing with Israel against Hamas terrorism. We're standing with Ukraine against Putin's tyranny. And we're providing and proving that democracy
And give them
can
humanitarian aid, though.
deliver challenges that matter most to people's lives.
The
And do the same
Anti-Defamation
thing
League
for
is
the
reporting
other
a
side of the
significant
conflict.
increase in
In every
incidents
conflict.
targeting Jewish
Sell weapons to
Americans
both sides.
since the war
Give
between
humanitarian
Israel
aid to
and
both
Hamas
sides.
started
We'll
this
come
month.
out looking great to
Leaders in the
someone.
Muslim community say threats against Muslim Americans are also on the rise. NPR's
Or you look
Kristen
like
Wright
freaking
reports.
idiots that
The
go
ADL says it
bankrupt.
recorded more than
bankrupt your
300
economy.
anti-Semitic incidents in the United States since October 7th, compared to about 60 during the same period last year. The organization describes the recent incidents as harassment, vandalism, and assault, and says reports range from the use of slurs against college
We got
students
U.S.
to a
government
woman being
harassment,
punched at a
dropping off
train
all the
station.
migrants in
Meanwhile, the
select
Council on
cities.
American Islamic Relations
so
says
many more
threats to
sanctuary
American
cities.
Muslim communities
The burden
nationwide
could
are
be
also rising,
distributed
including
evenly, you
hateful
know?
phone calls and messages and bullying. Near Chicago, the mother of a murdered 6-year-old Palestinian boy was released from the hospital. They were both stabbed
President has done a terrible
repeatedly
job on this
1
conflict.
week after Hamas attacked Israel. Their landlord is charged with murder and hate crimes. Kristen Wright, NPR News.
The Senate Foreign Relations Committee has voted to
And
advance
then,
the nomination of
with all
Jack
these
Lew as the
warmongering
next
going
U.S.
on,
ambassador to
everybody,
Israel.
Ukraine,
This will now go to the full
freaking
Senate.
Israel,
Many Republicans
Iran, you know.
opposed Lew, alleging
all this
that he
garbage.
was soft on Iran.
Who do we
Officials
need
in
as the
Mexico say
president to have
Hurricane
peace, huh?
Otis roared ashore
you think it's
overnight
Trump?
on the
Because
Pacific resort town of Acapulco.
he just said
with
something
winds
wrong,
at
and he could start a war.
165 miles per hour. Authorities say
And
they're
he
struggling to get more information,
fought
but did not
to have the
report any
pipelines
injuries. Social media
run
video
near
shows
the Native
patients
American waters
huddling in a Mexican hospital
instead of offering
hallway
some kind of
as
solution.
wind shrieks through the corridor.
Fought
On Wall
against the
Street,
natives.
stocks are now
Got it
mixed.
approved.
This is NPR.
And
The
so
UN is
that
warning
tells
humans
me
are living
he's
unsustainably
he's
and pushing
in it
the
for the
Earth
money.
to a number of tipping
And
points.
where is money?
NPR's Rebecca Hersher reports researchers cite climate change as the major
I think our
problem.
best bet
Researchers working
candidate
for the
for
United
peace
Nations
is Robert
define
Kennedy
tipping
Jr.
points as changes that are
At least he's
difficult
going to
or
try
impossible
and
to
negotiate
undo.
and talk peace.
In a
you
new
know?
study published by the UN, the researchers warn of 6 tipping points: mass
Trump
extinction
moved
of
the first
plants and
embassy to
animals,
Israel
depletion of
and
groundwater,
beat the heck up out of our
disappearance
military,
of
made it
glaciers and
huge.
mountain ranges, deadly
The
heat,
biggest
collapse of
military has
insurance
been in
markets,
years.
and dangerous
So
space debris around
that
the
seems
planet.
like planning war to me.
5 of the 6
And now
are
here
related
we
to
are, war,
human-caused climate
Hamas,
change,
Israel.
which is threatening plants and animals
Freaking
and
A.
causing more severe droughts, heat waves, and glacial melting. Scientists say
That's Chance
reducing
Peace
greenhouse gas
Arcade
emissions
Jr.
by turning away from fossil fuels would help prevent such disasters. Rebecca Hersher, NPR News.
More than 40 states are suing Facebook's parent company, Meta. They allege Meta has hidden the dangers of Facebook and Instagram from the public. NPR's Bobby Allen reports the top state attorneys claim that Meta designed products to intentionally addict teenagers.
The states allege that Meta got an entire generation of teens hooked to its products to maximize profits,
What,
arguing
video
that the
games?
actions represent a violation of
Come on.
consumer protection laws. The states are seeking to force Meta to make Facebook and Instagram safer for teens. A spokesperson for Meta says the company strives to ensure children have a safe and positive experience online. Bobby Allen, NPR News.
And I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News from Washington.
In NASA news, Webb study of the second brightest gamma-ray burst ever seen reveals tellurium. A team of scientists has used multiple space and ground-based telescopes, including NASA's James Webb Space Telescope, NASA's Fermi Gamma-Ray Space Telescope, and NASA's Neil Gerald Swift Observatory, to observe an exceptionally bright gamma-ray burst, GRB 230307A, and identify the neutron star merger that. On September 30, 2023, NASA's Wallops Flight Facility marked the formal conclusion of the Ultra-High Frequency UHF Small Sat tracking operations in Wallops Island, Virginia, placing its workhorse, 60-plus-year-old, ET meter antenna system in low-level maintenance status. Since 2011, the Wallops tracking site has tracked more than 25 spacecraft over 16,912 passes, said Doug Voss, deputy. Humans aren't the only living creatures using NASA's Kennedy Space Center as their launch pad to the future. This year, a record number of sea turtle hatchlings got their start in nests built on the undisturbed beaches of the Florida spaceport. Biologists counted 13,935 sea turtle nests along Kennedy's shoreline during the 2023 nesting season. 639. On October 24, 1998, NASA launched the Deep Space One spacecraft. Managed by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, Deep Space One served as a test bed for 12 new technologies, including solar electric, also known as ion propulsion, for use in future deep space and interplanetary missions. The spacecraft at first in NASA's moon. To explore the mysterious ice-encrusted moon Europa, the mission will need to endure bombardment by radiation and high-energy particles surrounding Jupiter. When NASA's Europa Clipper begins orbiting Jupiter to investigate whether its ice-encased moon, Europa, has conditions suitable for life, the spacecraft will pass repeatedly through one of the most punishing radiation environments in our weather. In Seattle, it's 44 degrees Fahrenheit with showers. Today's forecast calls for more of the same, with a high of 50 degrees and a low of 39 degrees.
And do we have drilling
Webb
equipment to
study
drill
of the
into the
second
ice?
brightest gamma-ray burst
No.
ever seen
We're
reveals
lucky if the thing
tellurium.
doesn't spin out
A
on the
team of
ice and actually gets
scientists
to
has used
travel
multiple
around.
space and ground-based telescopes, including
Sounds great.
NASA's
Sign
James
us
Webb
up.
Space Telescope,
Alright,
NASA's
Amazon.
Fermi Gamma-Ray Space Telescope,
Amazon.
and NASA's Neil.
Off. Amazon. Tell us a joke.
What happens to candy bars when they expire? They go to the sweet hereafter.
Sweet hereafter? I don't know about that. Probably somebody eats them, to be honest. Alright. Y'all have a great Woden day, and peace, prosperity, love, you know. No war, yeah? And it's not that I don't believe in fighting and standing up for what's right, but it's that I believe we're spreading ourselves thin and wasting our tax money and making harder times for the people of our economy because we're in constant wars. Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. If you look, for example, I don't know, I did Washington State, Google, whatever you do, DuckDuckGo, whatever, you know, you can look up the average of teachers' pay in like 1994, and then look at the average now of their pay. It was like $60,000 a year to $65,000 a year. Then look at the house of price of owning a home in 1994 compared to now. Doesn't add up, man. The cost of living thing, our country is killing us with war. We need to be self-defense, you know, build up our defenses at home and not try and police the world, wasting all this money. We just can't afford it. That's my personal opinion. Peace, love, prosperity. All right, take care.